Hello, welcome to Video Game Choo Choo. Brian, you've been working on the Forest Cathedral.
That's right.
So this is a game that I'm really excited for.
Okay.
Because I've been seeing the trailers for it, and it seems to have a very dense interweaving of narratives.
It's true.
Along with platform puzzling.
Yep.
And so I'm gonna get this started right up. Fish! I think the most important thing that us at Video Game Choo Choo, what we care about is fish.
Okay.
Fish is number one.
Good morning, everyone. I hope you slept well. Chairs, table, you are looking awfully well rested.
So the Forest Cathedral starts with putting us into the space of getting to know Dr. Mueller. Is that what I saw?
Rachel Carson.
Rachel Carson, that's our character.
Yep. So you play as a scientist named Rachel Carson who is on this remote island communicating with Dr. Mueller. And yeah, it's set on a remote island, and basically you're using this mix of 2D and 3D terminal gameplay to complete, a various mix of scientific tasks. And you kind of uncovered the dangers of this pesticide called DDT, which was used against malaria. But ultimately you're figuring out that it's doing other things to the fish, the mosquito, the birds, the humans. And you as the player will kind of uncover this this story and kind of figure out how it ends.
Wow, okay. So you are talking about terminal gaming. Which to me so far it looks like it's about finding different interfaces that you're working with and merging them together in a kind of seamless way. So what does that look like on your end when you're building a game that is kind of multiple games at the same time?
Yeah, that's kind of it's just in my blood to do something weird, do something different. It's just off my first game called Where the Bees Make Honey, which is like 7 different kind of games in one, and that was a little too much at first. So this is kind of paring it down, doing 2D platforming in kind of a 3D world, and just exploring those to the fullest.
Yeah. Oop, where am I going?
Yeah, you got that. That garage is right there, yeah.
Ah, okay, perfect. I got a little turned around. This is, you're coming out with this very soon, right?
Yeah, hopefully by the end of this year.
Wow,
Yep.
that's extremely soon. Congratulations on getting this far, because being able to put out a game is its own miracle.
I'm surprised that they ever get finished and made. It's amazing. So this is kind of, you're seeing the communication between Rachel and Dr. Mueller in kind of this fun pixelated visual novel style. And just playing with technology. I never really mentioned what year it is, so it's kind of 1960s but also futuristic stuff, and just kind of having fun with it.
Yeah, you've got a retro future style where you're playing with time.
I know, it's Fish Friday already, can you believe it? Me either. Mr. Valve, you're not working properly. Huh. There must be another way to give you power.
Increasing. Okay, I'm not gonna die from walking across
You will not.
It's fine, it's fine.
It's not too deep.
And so our main character, what was her name again?
Rachel.
Rachel.
Yep.
Rachel is talking to us through while we're playing this game that is diegetic to the entire world, right?
Yep. Yeah, you're kind of using this little character whose name's the Little Man.
Little Man.
Just a tiny worker inside the computer, because I thought it'd be funny if you think about how computers actually work, and what if it was little tiny people making all of those things work, and you actually have real bugs in the computer you have to fight.
Okay.
It's just another layer of human-computer interaction where, you're sitting and watching a screen, but while you're playing a game where you're watching and sitting, seeing a screen. So it's just this, layer that you're used to, just kind of in a remixed way.
Nice.
Nice. Got him though.
Okay, so Rachel is very worried about how the game is operating.
Yeah, it's not going well. Things are starting to get weird. This is kind of the middle of the game. So things are, not going as they should be. She's starting to notice some things going wrong. And it's kind of, you gotta uncover the rest of the story.
Something is going on.
But you turned on the valve, the generator, which is great.
Yep.
You can go back to Mr. Valve and talk to him.
Back again.
Rachel loves talking to,
She likes talking to everything.
inanimate objects. It's a lot of time lonely on the island, so that's kind of an interesting thing to think about. You're by yourself.
I'm definitely getting the understanding of her character, her relationship with the world around her.
Right.
Since she's our entire lens into that.
Right.
And so we got to figure out what happened with the fish.
Yeah, it's not good.
I didn't do this. Something has gone terrible. I forgot to tell Doctor.
Oh no. Okay, there's our sign. So we're gonna go back to the TVs that were in the garage, if I remember right. Okay,
There you go.
Dr. Muller, hello. Are you there?
oh, this is
Something has gone
incredibly
terribly
special.
wrong, and, well, fish are
This
showing
sets up our mystery just splendidly.
I should be very vigilant.
And it just keeps climbing. This is just getting started.
Guess I'll have to head farther upstream to find more samples. Fortunately, using the scanner helps me navigate when I don't know exactly where to go. However, I noticed the terminals are being connected by the glowing pipes, which really cannot be good. Only the mosquitoes were supposed to glow, according to Dr. Muller.
So a big part of this game for me and Whitethorn as a brand and publisher is accessibility. So this is a kind of a pretty challenging game on its own with the platforming. So not all in this build, but by the final game I'll have accessibility options like
yeah, those are all considerations to make, especially when you're putting games on top of games. You're putting interaction points on top of interaction points.
So a big one is when subtitles are on, I have a font for dyslexia. And then in the 2D gameplay, I have an option where you can turn off the spikes that kill you. And I call it like a float mode. So that's for people who struggle with motor skills, who can't, pinpoint navigate these jumps. It allows them to move down slower and so if 2D platforming is not your thing, turn off the spikes, turn on that. You can navigate it much easier if you want to enjoy the story and progress. And that's so important. I think all games are for everyone. They all have their own accessibility options, and we have Britt Dye, who's our accessibility specialist in-house, and she's great. She's helped me out a ton.
Uh-oh. Oh no. Oh no, no, no.
But you're a professional gamer.
Oh no.
So, whoa!
Oh no. I'm realizing I'm going into dangerous areas.
Amazing timing.
So DDT was a real pesticide and just kind of was used against mosquitoes to fight malaria in World War II. It worked too well and started to affect other animals and insects, and this scientist actually, saw what was going on and saw how it could continue to grow and hurt things and started writing about it. And I was just inspired by that and thought if I could share some of those science facts through a video game, I could teach people more about, science and things that affected them, and through a way that's kind of fun and approachable. So there are more sciencey things throughout the game, but you're not kind of buried with them.
Yeah.
This is actually this game is pretty unique in terms of what I've seen for a while.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For, bringing.
Thank you. I appreciate it. We're trying to get it out there as best as we can. And
oh no, I didn't.
So
commit.
you can cling to the wall and slowly slide down. That'll give you a few seconds to think.
Yep.
And figure it out. But yeah, dashing across is what you need to do.
Oh God, right. Thank you. Nope, other dash.
Close.
What's the dash button? Wait.
RB.
Oh, that's the one.
That's all right. I die all the time. I made the game and and just stay.
Okay.
You could really stick. It'll slide. Yeah. Take your time with it. And it'll take you.
Oh.
And then,
Easy. Oh, it helps when you got all the buttons.
That's all right.
No, that's perfect.
Yeah, so this is the middle of the game, but normally you have a lot of onboarding, and this is a 20, maybe 30-minute section of which is really meaty and gamey.
Yep.
It'll be closer to hour and a half, 2 hours plus, depending on how good people are with the platforming and things like that. But I love short games. If it was 45 minutes, I wouldn't care. It's just able to kind of do something unique and tell the story in a accessible way. Get it out to as many people as possible.
Yeah, I'm starting to understand that what you're getting at with the recursive talking where Rachel is cheering on little man and we're struggling through this game is that there's just a very human experience to this.
Yeah, it's this level of quirk that I like and I think is really unique, where it's it's just the game I wanted to make, and I had full freedom, and it's different, it's hard, it's weird, it's hard to explain, but
yeah, it's just how it blends the inorganic with the organic.
Right.
It makes for a very cool mix. And oh God, so we're underwater, but we're in this red goo, right?
Yeah. Just the art style, and
it's wet and gross, but we're also in this kind of cathode ray feeling aesthetic. Oh my God, how am I gonna get all the way over there? Solon, you have played Celeste. You've done this. You have language for this.
Oh,
no!
You're getting there. Yeah, Celeste is a big one. There's not too many just sole 2D platformers out there, so it's a game I love to play, and I wanted to include it. Yeah. There you go.
Come on, little man.
Yeah.
Come on, little man. Yeah, one shot.
You're getting it. Yeah, and this is all the content's still the same, but it's a little bit older of a build, so it's just getting better.
Yeah. What do you feel like has been the biggest challenge? Because I can imagine many, but which part about bringing all of your ideas towards players, towards a live audience, has been hard about the Forest Cathedral?
It's a good question. Pacing is
pacing, yeah.
Pacing, just in terms of setting it up, because I couldn't start at 11, right? It started off slow, and you're doing more normal chores. I don't want to, give it too much away, but you can look up the real story. I could spoil, the real life story, and that you're still gonna have an interesting experience.
Yes.
So
Right.
so that was to get it right in terms of getting the facts right and translate it in an elementary way, because I'm not a scientist. That was really hard but important. I'd say making the technology work, like literally, like
Whoa.
in terms of like having the game run well, because I'm doing a bunch of different stuff, but I want to push the boundary and what it can be instead of what games like people say they have to be. So
That's kind of what I'm seeing in a lot of the. Woo.
there you go.
Okay, Mr.
Awesome.
Fish, let's scan you to see
You're getting you're
That
close
works.
to, you're
I'm getting
close-
somewhere with
there
this.
you
This is
go.
working really
You're getting
well.
pretty close to the end of the demo.
That's incredible. And so all of that we just did, that whole sequence, was to catch a fish.
And it was climbing up on the side as you were doing that thing. You're just so focused on the platforming that you didn't even see it.
No,
but
yeah.
you're affecting.
And I'm coming out of that experience, like I'm zooming outward,
Yeah.
the camera's coming out, and I'm just like, oh, wait a minute.
So
we just did that.
In psychology, there's this thing called the Invisible Gorilla Project, or experiment, sorry. Exactly. So it's basically a bunch of people tossing around like a basketball, going in a circle, and you're supposed to count how many times they passed it. And while that's happening, a gorilla in a gorilla suit, a person in a gorilla suit walks through it. And then after the end, they say, did you see the gorilla? And usually you don't, because you were so focused on those tasks.
Yep.
The second time you watch it, it's so obvious. So for me, it's subtle, but literally while you were just playing, a few things happen on this little sliver of environment. That it's stuff's jumping out, peeking out, moving, maybe a little spooky, but you'll never see it because you're so locked in to the platforming.
They went to pick up the little lady. Is this our little lady?
She is
How do I pick her up?
right behind you.
Ah,
Yeah.
there's our little lady. I made this.
I swear it has something to do with those gorillas.
Wow. Whoa, hey, whoa, hey. No, that's.
Did you like it?
I did. I
Yeah,
did.
great.
So, how much can I expect from Forest Cathedral? Because you said, you don't care how long it is or what the
Yeah.
experience is, but how long would you say a full Forest Cathedral experience you want to feel like?
Honestly, if it's something that you could sit down, start, and finish, and get the full story, get the experience, and have a good time, like that's it. And that can range.
That's ideal.
So if it's under 2, I'd say around 2 hours, but
beautiful.
That'll vary.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So anywhere around 2 to 4 hours.
That's what I'm shooting for. Yeah.
Wow. Oh,
Yeah.
that's so special. Okay.
Because,
No, I love it.
Yeah, great.
I'm so excited to see more about this, just because it blends the real life and the game's life in such a fun and fresh way.
Yeah, of course.
Oh, that's so special. Thank you, Brian.
Yeah, here. We kind of have postcards. You could definitely take one.
I would love to.
And you can actually use it too. It's a real one.
Yep.
Put a stamp on the back of that. Yeah, shooting to come out Xbox and PC.
Thank you.
At the end of this year.
So Xbox and PC, end of this year. And you can find it at any fine stores.
Yep. Online.
Any of your online retailers.
Sure.
Beautiful.
All right.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you for playing.